Welcome in, everyone. TexAgs Rewind presented by Yeti. Luke here, according to Hunter Shurtleff.
It's Nick. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's the Savage himself.
Luke Savage and Nick Evangelist.
Hey, I'll take it. What was y'all's favorite part of the show today? I don't know if y'all caught the whole thing, but
basketball.
David being gone, that was mine.
No, look, I'll
Hunter calling you Luke. That was pretty good.
That was my second favorite.
That was really bad. I'm a Swope and McGee guy.
Hey, Swope McGee never miss, and I love AT. Aaron Torres, he doesn't come in, and Sunshine, he doesn't come in. He's not hateful. Like AT just kind of comes very direct. This is factual. This is what I see. He'll give you his take, but I always like Aaron Torres as well. Mm-hmm. Thursdays are great shows until 10 o'clock, and then a bunch of us knuckle draggers show up.
Well, everyone he just mentioned was on the show, plus OB with his Heisman Watch. Go ahead and check it out.
Yeah, let's go top five. Feel free to jump in and disagree or agree or whatever. But number 5 on my list, dropping him down quite a bit, is Caleb Williams, the USC quarterback. Doesn't look like he's going to join Archie Griffin as the only 2-time Heisman recipient last week. Big game against Notre Dame. Just 199 yards passing and a touchdown and a big loss. But what really hurt him was 3 interceptions. Overall, still 2021 passing yards and 23 touchdowns. He's also rushed for 116 yards and 6 touchdowns. But hey, in your highest profile games, 3 interceptions and a loss, that might get you eliminated in the Heisman chase. Number 4 on my list, Jordan Travis. He's the Florida State quarterback. He doesn't have gaudy statistics, but he has that undefeated record with wins over LSU and Clemson. That's certainly gaudy. Last week in a 41-3 victory over Syracuse, he passed for 284 yards and a touchdown. Overall, 1,482 passing yards, 13 touchdowns with just 1 interception, rushed for 114 yards and 4 touchdowns. But again, he's the quarterback of an undefeated team that has beaten LSU and Clemson. That makes him a Heisman contender. Number 3, I'm going with Drake May, the North Carolina quarterback. He threw for 273 yards and 4 touchdowns in that 41-31 victory over Miami last week. He's 5th in the nation in passing, averaging 317 yards a game. He's thrown for 1,902 yards, 12 touchdowns, rushed for 184 yards and 4 touchdowns. Okay, who do you think I have number 2?
Jaden Daniels.
You're right. Jaden Daniels, the LSU quarterback.
We got a graphic in front of us with your list, so we kind of cheated.
I got to read this stuff. Man, you cheaters. All right. I'm surprised you didn't go to LSU.
We saved that only for the best in the Buchanan household.
Well, first things first, you got to get healthy. You got to take care of your body, and I guess you just kind of got to hit the reset button. I don't know. I think it's a little different these days. At least it does feel different from me being a fan versus me being a player. You're at least competing, trying to go get in a bowl game, Mm-hmm. And now you got bowl games don't matter. I mean, half the team sits out of the bowl game, and so you're. I mean, you ultimately you're kind of just playing. I think you're playing for improvement. You're almost playing for next year at this point. Let's get real. You're how can we get better and improve as a football team and come back better and stronger for next year? Because ultimately, all these guys, they're playing for one thing. We want to win a championship around here. Mm-hmm. And so I think at this point, I'm not going to say you're going to lose your locker room, but you kind of lose your locker room, you lose interest. Would you agree? I mean, what are we playing for? The GoDaddy's Bowl or the Mayonnaise Bowl at this point? Are we going to get excited about that around here? No.
So good. It's perfectly said. So essentially, if you went out to see, like, let's say you have a remarkable finish, which I don't think anybody, based on what we've seen, expects this football team to win out the remainder of the schedule. But let's just say hypothetically you do. You're still sitting there saying, well, man, that was a disappointing year, right? I mean, that's where the bar is right now at Texas A&M. With the amount of ability you have on that roster, everything they have from a tools perspective to win football games, you have it all. And so that really is the bar. And I echo what Swope said. I mean, I think, unfortunately, it's...
After I kind of share my little spiel, I kind of want your opinion as somebody who eats, sleeps, and breathes it every day. Listen, I think what's frustrating about last Saturday, and frankly, I think you can go back to 2 weeks ago when I was maybe a little bit more critical than Nuno was. David and I talked about it last week. Is they're winnable games where, I'll be honest, I feel like the coach let you down a little bit, and so I look at the situation last Saturday where, first of all, and by the way, I understand injuries. I understand we're with the backup quarterback, but you just have so many opportunities. You have a situation in the first half for a second straight week where where the clock, you have an opportunity to stop the clock late in the first half, maybe put up some more points on the board, and you kind of take it into halftime, whatever. I just think it speaks to the larger situation of all the stats that have been thrown out over the last couple of weeks. 8 straight road losses. Mm-hmm. Jimbo still hasn't beaten a ranked team on the road. And it's one thing if it's Bama or if you're at LSU in a peak LSU year and they're just, a national championship contender and you give it your best shot and your best isn't good enough. I don't want to speak for anybody. I don't think Texas A&M certainly gave their best shot against Tennessee, and it was a shootout where, let me put it this way. Washington and Oregon were on at the exact same time, and that felt like a game that somebody had to lose.
Yeah.
Tennessee, Texas A&M felt like a game that somebody had to win, and there were so many opportunities for Texas A&M. They could not take advantage of them. And so from my perspective, I think a lot of it does fall on the coach because whether it's just Saturday or bigger picture, you don't get paid $9 million a year to literally never win on the road. Especially against good teams. So that was my perspective. But again, I'm curious from the perspective of the callers and the listeners.
No, it was a tough week, tough couple games in a row. And I think the bye week is probably coming at a good time. I don't know, really. I mean, it maybe they wanted to get right back out and hit somebody in the mouth. But it's been a tough couple weeks. And everything from a couple losses and then, lose some big time recruit, at least one big time recruit. And, winning cures everything. And if we can use this bye week to get ourselves right and get back on the winning track and, there's still a lot that we can play for this season.
Absolutely.
Wow. The eye roll. Because I'm wondering, I get that, but I'm like, it was and we saw it. We saw out of nowhere. We played good against LSU, and the line plays good. And you're like, where'd that come from last year? I just don't know where it's going to come from this year. But what's on my mind? So, made the trip to Knoxville.
Oh, how was that?
So missed the fan show last week. We left on a Thursday so we could have some extra time.
Looked beautiful.
It was, the newness of a new SEC venue, right? Mm-hmm. That's been fun the last decade, doing things for the first time, whether it's Oxford or Columbia, Missouri,
Athens,
or whatever. Yeah, Athens was tops. This was up there. I mean, this is a great area. You're sitting at the base of the Smoky Mountains, so you could go up there in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg and Dollywood, and their downtown is cool. For the most part, the Tennessee fans, the adults, right, were really cool. We got, just had a good time with them. They were impressed with how much maroon was in town. They were like, damn, there's a lot of y'all. I was like, yeah, we've never been here, so we haven't been somewhere yet. Everybody wants us to go see it. So
we travel well.
Beautiful campus on the river, the stadium, you probably heard, it's a erector set pile of garbage, right?
All right, y'all, what do they need to do?
Click the gig 'em like, you're going to subscribe, and you're going to comment and share it even.
Man, Hunter knocking out of the park over here.
Right. Nothing else needs to be said.
Subscribe to TexAgs.
Yeah. Subscribe, share.
Yeah.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.